The wisest, most affectionate and well-rounded people we know have certainly experienced misery, defeat, grief at losing something or someone they loved, and found their way to the depths of their desperation. These people have experienced many ups and downs, and have gained an appreciation, sensitivity, and an understanding of life that fills them with compassion, understanding, and a deep passion for wisdom. People are not born like that, they develop slowly over time. When you are going through difficult times and you are having great difficulties, you can let the situation define you, let it destroy you, or let it strengthen you. The choice is yours. Here are 10 principles of spiritual wisdom that will help you through difficult times. 1. Pain is part of life and love, and it helps you grow. So many of us are afraid of ourselves, of our own truth, and of our feelings above all else. We say that the concepts of life and love are wonderful, but then we hide from it every day. We hide from our true feelings. Because the truth is that life and love hurt sometimes, and that the feelings that arise disturb us. We are taught from a very early age that all pains are bad and harmful. Yet how can we deal with real life and true love if we are afraid to feel what we really feel? We need to feel the pain, just as we need to feel alive and loved. The pain is meant to wake us up. Yet, we try to hide our pain. Realize that pain is something that has to be brought voluntarily, just like common sense. Because we never know how strong we are, until the day when being strong remains our only option. Everything is in the way you do things that are wrong with you. That's what matters in the end. The pain is a feeling. Your feelings are part of you, your reality. If you are ashamed of them and hide them, you let the insecure lies destroy your reality. You must defend your right to feel the pain, to endure it, to have your scars, and to face the realities of life and love, as you evolve towards the strongest, wisest, and most more true of yourself. 2. The state of mind assures half the victory. It is normal to have bad days and to have hard times. To expect that life is all the time wonderful is to want to swim in an ocean where the waves only rise and never crash. However, when you recognize that rising and crashing waves are part of the same ocean, you can let go and be at peace with the reality of ups and downs. It becomes obvious that the heights of life require lows of life. In other words, life is not perfect, but in any case, life is beautiful. Our goal should not be to create a perfect life, but to live an imperfect life in astonishment. Get up every morning and look around in a way that takes nothing for granted. Everything is extraordinary. Every day is a gift. Never treat life casually. Do not let the pain make you desperate. Do not let negativity invade you. Do not let the bitterness steal your sweetness. While others may disagree with you, be proud to always know that the world is a beautiful place. Change your thoughts and change your reality. And the mentality is particularly powerful when it comes to accepting that. 3. Your biggest fears do not really exist. When times are tough, it can be difficult to follow your heart and take another step forward, but it is a tragedy to let the lies of fear stop you. Although fear may seem overwhelming, it is not as powerful as it seems. Fear is only as deep as your mind allows. You still have control. So take control. The key is to recognize your fear and confront it directly. Battle close to shining the light of your words on it. Because if you do not do it, if your fear becomes mute, a darkness that you avoid, and maybe even that you have managed to forget briefly, will open you to future attacks of fear when you expect it the least. Because you never really face the opponent who beat you. You can beat fear if you face it. Be brave. And remember that courage does not mean that we are not afraid. Courage means that we do not let fear stop us from moving forward in our lives. Over time, you will find that life is not necessarily easier or harder than you thought it was going to be. It does not happen exactly as you had imagined. And things do not happen when you expect them. It's not a bad thing, it makes life more interesting. With a positive attitude, you will always be pleasantly surprised. When you stop waiting for things to happen in a certain way, you can appreciate them for what they are. Finally, you will realize that the best gifts of life are rarely wrapped in the way you expected. Experience is the most precious good we have, it builds our strength. You have the power to turn your wounds and worries into wisdom, you just have to do something about them. You must accept what has happened and use what you have learned to move forward. All you have experienced is an advantage to face all that you have yet to discover. Realize this and free yourself. 5. You cannot change things you do not take responsibility for. Sigmund Freud said, most people do not really want freedom, because freedom implies responsibility, and most people are afraid of responsibility. Do not allow yourself to be. When you blame others for what you are going through, you do not assume your responsibilities, you give up that power over that part of your life. Do not get me wrong, in the end, the price of happiness is the responsibility. As soon as you stop making everyone responsible for your happiness, you will be happier. If you are not happy now, it's not someone else's fault. Finally, your happiness depends on your autonomy, your unwavering commitment to take responsibility for your life from this moment, regardless of who contributed to what it is today. It's about taking control of your current situation, thinking for yourself, and deciding to choose differently. You must be the hero of your life, not the victim. 6. The present is the only thing you need to worry about. We do not live our lives in a distant imaginary land where everything is perfect. We live here and now, with the reality of which things are. Yes, you can use all means to move towards an idealized future. Yet, to do this, you must successfully deal with the world as it is today. Sometimes we avoid experiencing where we are because we have developed a belief, based on past experiences, that it is not where we should be or where we want to be. But the truth is that you are exactly where you need to be to get where you want to go tomorrow. So take a step back. Your friends and family are too important to ignore. Take a moment to remember how lucky you are to breathe. Look around you, with your eyes wide open to the possibilities open to you. Much of what you fear does not exist. Much of what you love is much closer than you think. Happiness is a state of mind that can only be conceived in the present. This is not a point in the future or at a time of the past, but unfortunately, this misconception hurts many people. So, many young people seem to think that all their happiness awaits them in the years to come, while many seniors believe that their best moments are behind them. Do not be one of them. Do not let the past and the future steal your present. 7. We can always be grateful for something. Life is better when you smile. Being positive in a negative situation is a sign of leadership and strength. Instead of crying and complaining, smile and enjoy your life. What if you wake up tomorrow only with the things you've been grateful for today? Think of all the beauty that remains around you, look at it, and smile. Be grateful for all the little things in your life, because when you put them all together, you will see how important they are. At the end of the day, it is not happiness that makes us grateful, but recognition that makes us happy. 8. Big things take time. Instant results are rarely the best results. With patience, you can dramatically increase your potential. If your desires were always satisfied immediately, you would have nothing to hope for. You would miss the joys of anticipation and progress. Remember, patience is not about waiting, it's the ability to keep a good attitude while working hard for what you believe in. It's the will to stay focused, confidently crossing a small step at a time, knowing you're moving a mountain by moving one stone at a time. Every stone you move, no matter how small, is progress. Result: you deserve more than just instant gratification. The value that comes in a moment often disappears in an instant. Value that takes time and commitment to create often lives up to its creator, you. 9. You don't need other people's approvals. When we are fighting for something important, sometimes we hope others will approve of our progress. But the truth is that they cannot. You are not in this world to live up to the expectations of others, and you should not have the impression that others are here to live up to yours. Prepare your own path. The significance of success is totally different for all of us. In the end, a life filled with success is a happy life in your own way. You do not have to be flashy to be awesome. You must not be famous to be important. You do not have to be a celebrity to be successful. You do not need to be approved by anyone. You are already precious. You can be humble and always be incredibly effective. Just because people do not fall at your feet to venerate you, does not mean that you have failed. Secret success is a success that is just as sweet, strong, flamboyant, and generally much more real. Success is the way you define it, not what everyone says it should be for you. 10. You are not alone. When you're going through difficult times, it's easy to look around and see a lot of people who seem to be doing very well. But this is not the case. We all have difficulties on our own path. And if we could be brave enough to talk about it, and talk to each other, we would realize that we are not the only ones to feel alone and lost. So many of us are in the same fight. We are all in there. So no matter how embarrassing or pathetic you feel about your situation, know that you are not the only one to feel these feelings. Life is difficult, but it is one of the greatest gifts of life. Because in facing the difficulties of life, we build an inestimable force. This strength allows us to carry out our most important goals. It is precisely because life is difficult that we are able to make it beautiful. It is because life is difficult that one is able to go through difficulties. We can make a difference and we can be really important. So remember, when times are tough, you have to be stronger. Do not pray for an easy life, pray for the strength to bear a difficult problem that leads to greatness.
If you want to uncover what has been encoded in your destiny when you were born, there's a free, personalized numerology report you can grab here.